Hello everyone, in this tutorial I am going to teach you about control statements. So basically control statements are the one that control the flow of your program or basically determine the flow of your program. So these statements decide whether the other statements in your program will be executed or not. So control statements are used to perform decision making or to perform some repetitive action or to jump from one part of code to another part of code. So the basic control statements that we are going to discuss in this video are if-else statements, switch statement, and the loops that we use normally in programming languages. So to start with if-else statement. So if statement is basically used to test a condition. As you can see, I have provided a condition here. So if statement is used to test a condition, and if that condition returns true, then the block of code within the if condition will be executed. Now the if-else statement is, the if part is the same, that if the condition that we provide, it will test that condition. If it is true, then the block of code within the if statement will be executed. If we provide an else statement along with this, then if that condition that is evaluated, if it returns false, then the block of code within the else part will be executed. That is this part. So as you can see, I have provided you examples here. So like in this for loop, I have added a if-else statement, if you can see. So the if test condition is if I is equal to 5. So if whenever I will be equal to 5, I want to break from the loop. And else, if I is not equal to 5, in all other cases, I want I to be incremented by 2. So I will write I equal to I plus 2. So depending on the condition, the statements will be executed. So this is if-else statement. Next is, I am also going to cover ternary operator in this section, because this is also something that we use to evaluate conditions, and then depending on the condition, then we assign the values to variable. So ternary operator is nothing but it is a operator in which we basically provide a condition. As you can see, I have provided condition here. We provide a condition, and this operator will evaluate this condition. It will either return true or it will return false. If it returns true, then whatever expression or statement we have written after question mark, that will be assigned to this variable. And if the condition returns if the condition returns true, then whatever the expression I have provided after question mark will be assigned to variable. And if the condition returns false, then whatever the expression I have provided after colon will be assigned to variable. So if this is true, expression true is assigned. If it is false, expression false is assigned to variable. So here is an example for ternary operator. So I have the condition that I have used is I is greater than j. So as you can see, I have taken j equal to 3, and I have initialized it within the loop. Okay, so it is starting from I equal to 1. So whenever I will be equal to 1, 2 and 3, okay, at that time this condition will be false. So 15, n will be equal to 15. While when I is equal to 4 till I is equal to 9, n will be equal to 10, because this condition will evaluate as true. So 10 will be assigned to n. So this is how ternary operator works. Next is switch statement. Now switch statement is something that we use for to evaluate some expression and then execute a block of code depending on that. So in this is the syntax of switch statement, in which we provide an expression and we write different cases. So what it does is, whatever expression that we have provided, it will compare this expression with each case, and whatever case matches this expression, the block of code within that case will be executed. Also within switch, we always provide a default case. So if none of the case matches, then it will go into the default case and the block of code within default will be executed. Now here is an example that I have written. So here number is equal to 3. I have taken number as 3 and I have passed number as the expression in the switch statement. Now I have cases, case 1, case 2, case 3 and So 1 is default. Now since number is equal to 3, it will match with the case 3 because it is 3, right? So it will compare, it will match, and it will go in case 3 and it will execute this statement. If I have just provided case 1 and case 2 and number is equal to 3, then it would have gone in default. So this is how switch statement works. Here if you can see, I have also used a break statement. So I'll discuss the break and continue statement at the end. First, let's see the loops that we have in programming. So here are the common loops that we use. There are 4 loops, that is for loop, enhanced for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So what is a for loop? For loop basically is it is used when we know exactly how many numbers of iterations that we want on some particular code. Like we know that we want to execute this particular block of code this many times, then we can use for loop, because in for loop we have to provide the count as well. So if you can see the syntax here, the syntax first that we provide is the initialization condition, okay, and then after that we provide the testing condition and then the increment or decrement. So with the example I'll show you. So here I have written int I equal to 1. So this I equal to 1 is the initialization condition, that is I am initializing a variable here. So that is the first thing that you have to do. After that, the second part is the testing condition. So I have given I is less than 5. So till I is less than 5, if this condition is true, then it will go inside the loop. And the last one is the I plus plus, that is the increment. I can write I minus minus also for decrement purpose. So basically this is the update statement that we use last. So this is how the for loop works. So until the condition is true, it's going to execute the block of code inside it. So I'll show you one iteration, that is I equal to 1. So if I is 1, I is less than 5. So of course the condition is true, it will execute this. After it executes the statement, then it goes to the update statement. Now I will be incremented by 1, so I will be 2. Then again it will check for condition and it will go inside loop. So this is how the flow works. It will test condition, it will execute statements, then it will update value, then again test condition, then it will execute the statements. Now second is the enhanced for loop. Enhanced for loop is basically used when we want to execute some block of code based on some data, but we want to loop on that data sequentially, okay. So it is usually used in collections or array. So this is the syntax for enhanced for loop that we use. So we have to give the data type, the element name, then the collection or array name. So here is the example for enhanced for loop. I have taken a list of string data type. There is names. I have added 2 names, Ram, Lakshman. Now this is the for loop, enhanced for loop. This is the data type. That is the list is of string type. So I have written string. I have given the element name as name. Then the collection, my collection name is names. So since I have written this out here, so this is going to print name sequentially. So it will print Ram, then print Lakshman. So this is how the enhanced for loop works. Next is while loop. Now while loop is basically a if condition, but it is like an infinite if condition that works till a condition is satisfied. So like as you can see the syntax, I have provided a condition here, so it will test this condition. Until this condition is true, the iteration will go on, it will execute the block of code. So it is an example. If number is 10 and n is 1, so I have given a condition like n is less than num. So till n is equal to 9, so from n equal to 1 to n equal to 9, this block of code will execute. So it will print numbers from 1 to 9. Now the last is do while loop. So do while loop is also similar to while loop. The only difference here is that while loop is an entry control loop, because I have provided condition initially, while here I have provided condition at the end, so it is exit control loop. That is the one difference. Second thing is that in do while loop, the block of code that we provide inside this loop, it will be executed at least once, while the code inside while loop will only be executed if condition is true. but it will be executed at least once in do while loop. So here is an example. I use the same condition, so I can tell you that even if the condition is not satisfied, it will print the first number, and if it is satisfied, in this case it will print numbers from 1 to 9. Okay, now this is all about the loops that we have in programming languages. Now the last thing is break and continue keyword. So here I have used break and continue in my example. So break keyword is basically used if you want to stop or come out of your loop or stop the iterations within your loop. So when a particular condition is satisfied, so you just can't write break. Okay, if you are using a loop, you can write statements and then just follow it by break. If you do that, the statements that are written within the loop will be only executed once. So break is basically used if you want to get out of your loop when a particular condition is satisfied. So as you can see in this example, I have written if I equal to 5, then break. So if I is 5, then only I want to come out of this loop. Okay, sorry, the loop is wrong because it won't be 5. I can give 2, 3. Okay, yeah, so if I is equal to 2, then I want to come out of this loop. What does this mean? That when this break statement is encountered, then the control will go to the next statement that is followed by this for loop. So whatever you write here, the control will come to this statement whenever a break statement is encountered in a for loop. Same way, if it is encountered in a switch statement, like we write after every case. So whenever we write break, so like in this case we have entered case 3, if we break, so the control will come out of this case and it will reach to the next statement followed by the switch statement. Here the control will come here. So this is why we use the break statement, just to get out of the loop or the iterations that we are going on. Now continue keyword. Continue keyword is used if we want to skip the execution of statements for a particular condition within a loop. Like I'm executing some for example, in this loop I'm executing this statement, this out. Okay, but I don't want to print number 3. Okay, but I want to print number after that. So what I'll do is I'll just put a condition that if number is I is equal to 3, then I want to continue. So what continue will do is, when this continue keyword is encountered, what it will do is it will go at the starting of the loop, that is it will go to the update statement. So if I is equal to 3 and I write continue, it will go here and it will do I plus plus, that is I equal to 4, and then it will print counter colon 4. So continue is basically to skip the execution of some code for a particular condition. So that is the case in loops, and even if we use it in a switch statement, then also the same thing. If we write continue here, then the control will go to number, so it will again compare this number to the rest of the cases and see if there is a match, or it will just go to the default. So this is how both these keywords work and the control statements work. So I have covered most of the things that are a part of control statements. I hope you find this video useful and you were able to understand whatever I tried to teach you. Thank you so much.